Hey guys, Chelsea Coffey here at the Coffee Break. So today we're going to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart. It's how I published my book, Speak Those Things, 52 Affirmations to Build a Life You Love. For those of you who know me, you know that that was one of the most exciting parts of last year. Not only compiling all my affirmations, but setting the goal that I wanted to publish a book and actually doing it. But I think one of the coolest parts of the journey to publishing my book was just that God really blessed me, and I had an Airbnb guest come visit who happened to be an author. And the woman, I'm not going to mention her because I want to keep her privacy, but she was just wonderful. And she posted up with me in the kitchen because we were kind of like chit-chatting, and then she mentioned she was an author. I was like, oh my gosh, like, tell me how you did it. And she just gave me all the nuggets. She didn't hold anything back. She was happy to share with me. And it just meant so much to me because writing the book wasn't the hard part. It's everything after that. It's where do I start? What do I do? So I want to pay it forward and do the same thing with you guys. So I'm going to tell you what she told me. I followed it almost verbatim. And I think it just really made the whole book publishing process really smooth. I'm going to also give you tips that I learned along the way that I kind of wish I had known, just in general going into it, that I think will save you time, energy, frustration, all that. So let's begin. The author shared with me a few tips that were really important. The first one was you can publish a lot of different ways. I chose to self-publish, so that means that I don't have a publishing company behind me or anything like that. I chose to go through Amazon. There are also other platforms that you can use to self-publish. Amazon is the one that works for me. I'm also pretty good at following directions. If somebody says like, hey, this worked for me, and they have living proof of whatever it is that they recommended, that's enough for me to at least give it a try. So that's exactly what I did. So yeah, she told me that she published through Amazon. She also recommended something that I kind of dipped my foot in, but I didn't really stick to, which is joining like book review groups and stuff like that on Facebook. I did join a couple, but it just didn't translate for me. So I still want to tell you guys that, just because, especially if your book is maybe fiction or something where there's a better fit, for some of the groups that are really specific, I think it might be beneficial for you, but for me, it just kind of didn't add value one way or another, but I thought it was still a good recommendation. The next thing that I did was I got after it in terms of editing. So I asked my husband Warren, my little sister Madison, and my friend G, who's a writer, she was one of my roommates when I first moved to New York, if they would please take the time to edit the book for me. And that was one of the smartest things that I could have done, because I think it's really important to be thoughtful about the product that you are giving anyone who's paying for something that you've created. So they did a wonderful job of being really thorough and catching the typos and just the sentences that didn't quite make sense and all that type of stuff. Because I feel like when you've read something 5,000 times, at some point you just don't see the errors anymore, and you start getting like kind of tired. So I was like, oh, I need to bring in some other people, and I'm really glad that I did. So the first thing I did was compile everything, put it in Google Docs, and then I tried to format it as best as I could, but I didn't realize that the format I was using wouldn't translate into the format that Amazon needed, and I'll get to that later. So tried to format it as best I could, and then I downloaded, like, Amazon has this like thing where you can like download this platform to like format your book. It just didn't work for me. Like, I was a mess with it, you guys. Like, I couldn't quite get it right. It was never formatting, because my thing is my affirmations are numbered. Like, it was just a mess, and I spent weeks on it trying to figure out like why it never quite looked the way I wanted it to look. And then I went back to the drawing board, and I went to the KDP platform, and I was like, there has to be a better way to format this book. And they actually have a lot of resources of companies that will help you with editing, formatting, all that stuff. And I was like, thank you, God. So I went from being like, I want to do this for free, to being like, I will pay to get past this part that has just bottlenecked this entire experience. So I ended up reaching out to, I think, a couple of the companies that they had listed, but the one that I went with in particular was a company that they did editing, they did formatting. I mean, I think they could even do cover design or something like that. They were fantastic. And it was a wonderful experience working with them. They were fast, they were reliable. They knew to suggest things that obviously I wouldn't have known to catch myself. So they just made that part of the publishing process of Breeze, and I was so thankful for them. I think they're based out of Austin, actually, and I will add the name in the body of the copy or whatever when I do the post. But yeah, it was just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience working with them. I can't say enough good things about how great that was. So the good thing about that is by the time it's all said and done, they give you the manuscript. I chose to go with the digital upload. Well, obviously it's a digital upload, but I chose to go with the manuscript that was good for Kindle and regular print, which was awesome because that way, whether somebody wants to read the book on their Kindle or whatever reading device that they have, or they want an actual print copy, I was able to have manuscripts for both, and I didn't have to figure out how to do the one for Kindle or whatever. And last but not least was the cover. And I actually, interestingly enough, designed the cover before I even finished the book. It was like just like a vision that I had. The picture actually from the cover of the book is it was taken when we went to the beach, and it was the same day that Warren asked my parents for my hand in marriage. So it just like is a really special memory. And the theme of the book is building a life you love. And I love being at the beach, and I love spending time with my family. It just captured this very special moment that I had in Galveston. So yeah, that's something that will always be significant for me. But in terms of the actual design of the book, I designed it in Canva. Canva is a free online platform for design. It has templates and all sorts of different things. So they have on the Amazon website on KDP, they have a place to upload your manuscript, which takes a little while, maybe like a day or two, depending on what it is that you're working with. My book isn't very long, to give you a point of reference. And then there's also a way to upload your book cover. So it was just great because it was a super streamlined, clean, easy process. And then last but not least, I just had to figure out where I wanted to sell it. So for me, you could sell it in bookstores, you could sell it on your website, you could do all the different things because there really are like a million options. But for me, what works is I sell my book on Amazon because so here's the thing about Amazon, like I get a royalty check from that, right? So I'm not getting as high of a payout as books that are sold directly from my website. But it also is really cool that I know that if somebody wants to get the book, they can order it on Amazon, they can prime it if they want to, and it's just a really quick turnaround for them to get it. Whereas if I'm out of town and somebody orders it from my website and I don't have a copy on me to send, I have to wait till I'm back somewhere where I have copies of the book, and then I have to mail it out that way. The trade-off that I think is really beneficial, though, is a lot of times if somebody is ordering it from my website, they're ordering a signed copy. And I just love doing signed copies because I think it's so cool to be able to connect with people that I'm probably already connected with online, or just people who the affirmations have been really special for them. And it's two very different types of exchanges, but I think both of them are really valuable. So go with the fit that works for you. Definitely take your time to do the research. But yeah, that's all I got. Like I said, it was really easy and a really smooth experience. It was more time consuming than I thought it was going to be, the publishing process. Not because I think publishing is easy, but just because there were certain technical things that I didn't anticipate would be challenging, and I eventually had to pay my way out of it, like I said, with the formatting. But all in all, you guys, like I paid for the formatting. I think that was about $175, and then I paid for my copies, but other than that, it's really, really, really affordable. So if there's a book that you have on your heart or something that you've been wanting to publish for a long time, don't let cost be the thing that hinders you from doing it, because it just is a really, really small fraction of something that is a really beautiful manifestation of something that you're believing for. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm not going to hold you guys forever, but I'm really excited, like I said, just to share that with you. If you have any questions about publishing a book, writing a book, the company that I use, it could be anything. Feel free to message me or email me, and I'd be happy to answer them. Take care.